When you kind of were championing that at first, it wasn't as popular as a notion. Is that right?
Well, when we were talking about the war on drugs back in 2009, 7 years ago, it was in response to what we were seeing in Ciudad Juarez, which forever had not had a year where murders exceeded, say 300 murders a year. Even though you had some really troubling things happening in Juarez in the 90s and the early 2000s, the femicides, the unaccountable crime, the tortures, the disappearances. There were some concerning things happening in Juarez, but for those murders to double, then triple, then quadruple, making Juarez the deadliest city in the world, bar none. You look at Kabul, Afghanistan, or Baghdad, Iraq, or the worst cities in Sudan, Juarez was deadlier than any of them. And that was, in large part, we came to the conclusion on the city council, because there is tremendous demand for illegal drugs, primarily marijuana, that are crossing through the plaza in Juarez. That plaza, because of the prohibition on that drug, the intense demand in the United States, Mexico's ability to produce and transit and distribute those drugs through these points in Juarez and El Paso, so much so that kids, 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, were willing to kill or to die for the ability to help move those drugs through here. And so we said, look, we can just kind of shake our head and say, poor Mexico, what a screwed up country, wish they could get their act together. Or we could say, do we, the American public, and those who use illegal drugs and the prohibitionary policies that create such a premium on those drugs that people are willing to kill or die to bring them in here, do we have some culpability in this? And that's where the discussion began.